Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I'm going to give you my top 10 Lacoste fragrances for 2023. I have not done this brand, or like a top 5 of this brand, I should say, in nearly 2 years. So why not do a 2023 edition? And I believe that the last one I did was a top 5, but I'm going to give you a top 10. But number 10 or number 6, whatever you want to call it, is going to be Lacoste L1212 Energized. Now this is actually a pretty nice fragrance. It's very mass appealing. It's very easy to wear, just like a lot of the fragrances from this brand. But it's a little bit different because, yes, you are going to get mint and ginger, which is very energizing, hence the name. And it really is uplifting. You're going to get vetiver, but what makes this a little bit different is going to be the tuberose. There is a white floral component to it, and it does add something that's nice. It adds a little bit more freshness to it, and a little bit more uniqueness. Now, is it like overly unique? No. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit different, just because of that white floral, this is something that you might want to look into. It's a great spring and summer fragrance, like a lot of the fragrances are. They're all fresh and mass appealing for the most part. They're more for the warmer season, but I do have some in here that are like for the colder. But this is, I think, marketed towards the men out there. I easily think that this could be a unisex fragrance. It dives right down the middle. It doesn't lean one way more than the other. Okay, it's right down the middle, and it's more of a casual fragrance. Longevity is going to be about 4 to 5 hours. Next one is a great spring and fall fragrance, and that's going to be Lum. I believe that this one came out in 2017. This one is also a little bit different because it has rhubarb, quince, and almond. So the note combination is going to be a little bit different. But there is going to be a sweet, creamy vanilla to this one here. So it's been a little while since I sprayed this one, so you saw a bit of a squirt there. But there's also cedar and musk. So it is energizing with the ginger. The ginger and the rhubarb, well, I would say the ginger is what adds that energizing warmth to it. The rhubarb does add that sour, earthy touch, but that creamy vanilla and the almond are also a nice combination. The base is just like a musky woodiness to it. I think that this is a great work scent. If you want to wear it to school, you most absolutely can, and longevity is decent, ranges anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Next one, I just did a video of this one here, and that's going to be Match Point EDT. Now this came out in 2020. This is a little bit different from the brand, only because it's a little bit more on the greener side. There is basil, there is grapefruit, there's gentiana, which is a type of floral, there's geranium, vetiver, and sage. So the greenery does come from the clary sage, but also the basil. They are very much there. It's a little old school in some ways, but when you throw in the geranium on top of that, it adds a little bit more of an old school touch. But at the same time, it's not overly old school, I should say. I gotta correct myself. But it's like a vintage modern day fragrance. Okay, you are going to get that grapefruit in the opening, but you're also going to get the vetiver as well. Green, woody, citrusy, and herbal. It's a great spring scent. You can wear it in the summertime, but I think it's just more of a spring scent, right? Very aromatic, green, woody, and so on. It's a prime work scent, and longevity is going to be about 5 to 6 hours. Next fragrance here is going to be different. I'm already kind of saying this. I'm already repeating myself a few times. But this fragrance here genuinely is a different kind of fragrance. It's an acquired taste. I really was not feeling it when I first got it, but started to wear it a little bit more. I'm like, okay, this is not so bad. And that's going to be Lacoste L1212 Magnetic. This is different because it has bamboo. It's also got juniper, which is definitely there. There is violet that does add a little bit of a powdery nuance, and it does make this a very aromatic scent. So bamboo and violet. Now those two notes is what makes this a little bit different. There's also geranium, patchouli, but also tea. So the main takeaways for this one here are going to be that green woodiness, so the tea, the bamboo with the patchouli. Then it's going to be the violet leaf to add a little bit of an aromatic powdery touch, and then it's going to be like that geranium. This is more of a spring fragrance, in my opinion. A little bit more mature than, like, you know, let's say this one here, or like most certainly this one here. I don't want to put out the other fragrances just yet, because, you know, the other ones are a lot more like ageless, I should say. There's one that's maybe a little bit more mature, but this just feels a little bit more mature. So great work scent. It's a great everyday fragrance. So if you want something that is a little bit different, you might want to look into this one here. A longevity is no more than 6 hours. Next one, number 6, number 8, whatever. This is a great mass appealing fragrance that, you know, if you're looking for something that's just gonna elevate your mood in the springtime, but more so summertime, then you might want to look into Lacoste L1212 Jaune or Yellow. This has grapefruit or lemon, I believe. But it also has a very sparkling tonic water. The tonic water in this adds something, I don't want to say different, but it does invigorate, it does energize this fragrance, but it does add that sparkling touch. There is coriander to like spice it up a little bit, red apple, which I don't really get, and there's going to be like vetiver or sandalwood cedar. So like there's a woody nuance towards the base. The one of those notes, like the cedar, sandalwood, like whatever, vetiver, that's the main backbone when it comes to this fragrance here, because if it wasn't for that, this probably wouldn't last more than 2 hours. But very citrusy, very bright, it's sparkling, it's effervescent, with a little bit of warm coriander, and going to be that woods. Just prime summer scent. When the sun is just beating you down, this is going to add that pep to your step. It is ageless, so someone in high school all the way to someone who is as old as an older grandfather. So, because I gotta correct myself sometimes, because some of my friends are grandfathers at the age of 45. That's in my opinion, that's kind of low. You know, that's pretty young. When I'm thinking grandfather, I'm thinking of like someone who's like 60 or plus, right? But like if you're like in your 70s, you could rock it. This is gonna last you no more than 5 hours. Now we're getting into the official top 5. Now number 5 itself, this one just never caught on, but it's different only because it has the note of oregano. Oregano is not a very common note when it comes to fragrances, but number 5 is going to be Challenge Refresh. This was actually launched in 2011. There's not a lot of videos on it, and the only place that I'm aware that you can get this is on fragrancenet.com for like 30 bucks. So what you're gonna get, you're gonna get the oregano that adds that herbal touch, but on top of it, you're gonna get the rosemary that adds a little bit more greenery to it. There is patchouli, there is birch, so to add that woody nuance, but there is gonna be a little bit of cardamom to warm it up. But from the color of the liquid itself, you'd think that there's gonna be some sort of citrus. There's not. This is just a different type of freshness. It's just a green, herbal, fresh, aromatic. This is a very refreshing fragrance. And the marketing itself was a tennis player. I forget who it is, but when he would hit the ball itself, and the handle itself is like in the shape of a handle of a tennis racket, when he hits the ball itself, water droplets fall onto his skin, adding that refreshing component. This is refreshing, but it's not like what I find the marketing is advertising it as, like a fresh aquatic sort of refreshing. No. So if you want something that's maybe a little bit different and really just not very common, like maybe the scent itself is, but the name itself, Lacoste Challenge Refresh, never caught on. You might want to look into this one here. And longevity is going to be about 4 to 5 hours. So that's the downfall. This is like an everyday spring and summer scent. Next fragrance, number 4, I would say that this is probably their most popular one. It makes countless top 5s, whether it's this type of video for like a best like Lacoste, or just like a top 10, like a best spring or summer video. But that's going to be L1212 Blanc or White. This is very fresh. There is some florals to it. So you are going to get the tuberose, which is very much like this one here, but you're also going to get some ylang ylang to add a little bit of a yellow floral touch. So the tuberose, white floral, the ylang ylang, I'm struggling here. It's been a long day of recording because I ended up doing like 8 videos with Rush today. The ylang ylang is the yellow florals. But there is also Virginia cedar, suede, which I really don't get, but as well grapefruit. I also feel like there's musk to this one here, because in the dry down, like what it pretty much is, it's a fresh aromatic citrusy scent with florals and some woods and musk. I don't get suede, I don't get any type of leather at all. And this is actually a very refreshing fragrance. Spring, summertime, it's ageless. You could wear it pretty much for any situation, minus of course something that's formal. In longevity, it's gonna range anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. Fragrance number 3, this one does come across as a little bit more mature. This is gonna be more of a fall and winter fragrance, or autumn I should say, because I'm in Canada. Autumn, fall, winter scent, and I would say is actually quite versatile. One of the more classier fragrances from this brand, and that's going to be Lacoste Cologne. This does come across as more mature and a lot more deeper. So you're going to get plum, you're going to get vanilla, you're going to get rum. There's cinnamon, cardamom, and I believe either sandalwood or cedar. Yeah, this definitely does pack a little bit of a punch. So you are gonna get the booziness from the rum. You're gonna get the plum, so a rummy plum sort of vibe, right? Think of like you're putting plums in rum, like you're letting them soak overnight. You're gonna get that in a way with vanilla, with some spices and like woody towards the background. It's actually a really nice fragrance. And at one time, this was going for like 20 bucks. You know, this was heavily talked about when I came to this community like a decade ago. So very versatile, it's signature scent worthy. Again, fall, autumn, and wintertime and longevity is like one of the best performing fragrances from this brand. This is gonna range anywhere from 7 to 9 hours. We're down to the last 2. These are both spring and summer fragrances, but number 2 is going to be Lacoste Essential. This is like, man, the cap just broke. Oh man, oh crap. Gotta fix that. Now, this is an essential for so many people. So, pun intended, right? But this came out, I believe, in like 2005 or something like that. It's a little bit more of an older fragrance, so like the mid 2000s. But you're gonna get tomato leaf, you're gonna get citruses, cassia, rose, sandalwood. This is pretty much like a vegetable garden with a little bit of citrus, a little bit of rose, and of course that sandalwood. It's a very refreshing green fragrance. It just is. For me, this is ageless. High school all the way to an old man. This is just a very casual kind of fragrance. Everyday casual. You could wear it to school, you could wear it to work if you want. It's not overly professional, but you know, it's just a very refreshing, inoffensive scent. And when it comes to offices, that's what you pretty much want. You don't want to stand out and shout, you know, here I am. You don't want to be aggressive and abrasive with your fragrance. This is not. Longevity is going to be about 4 to 5 hours. And number 1, my favorite fragrance from this brand. And it did surprise me just because of the name itself, Lacoste Booster. It's not the 1996 edition, it's 2022. I don't know if this is like a relaunch, like a rebrand, or like a brand new fragrance. I really don't. Like the original, like I believe it came out in 96. It's an older scent, has that infamous eucalyptus. I was looking for it in this. It's not. It's a very mood boosting, pun intended, drums scent that does have mint, which is very mood boosting. There is citruses, there is, I believe, vetiver or some sort of woods, and musk. It's the citrus in this, which is going to be the grapefruit. The grapefruit and the mint just pop. Those two notes together is what adds that pep to your step, mood boosting type of effect. The base is just that woody, musky nuance. This was a shocker of a buy. Again, I was expecting the original. I was looking for the eucalyptus. Then when I smelled this, I'm like, this is not what I was expecting. It's damn good. I really enjoyed it then. but you know, I enjoy it enough that it's #1 for 2023. This is very casual. It's very much like this, and this is where I am not too certain because this is in the exact same shape as Lacoste Essential. Just like how the Style in Play, I believe, or Style in Red, something like that, is now in bottles like these. So I don't know what Lacoste is doing, but this is just a great everyday fragrance. Longevity, no more than 5 hours. And guys, that's it. That is my top 10 Lacoste fragrances for 2023. Any reviews that I've done on these or from this brand, they will all be down in the description box below, just in case you want to check those out. But if you want a little bit more detailed reviews of them, they will all be down in the description box below. And because that this is a top 10 brand, if you want to see the Burberry one that I released today, I want you to check out right here. And if you want to check out the Bulgari one, check out right here. And if you like this very video, please leave me one of these. It does help with the channel and the algorithms. Trust me, the algorithms are a real pain in the ass for so many creators. But when you do this, it does show YouTube that you do like this type of video. So I thank you for your time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.